high definition. Tonight at 7 on Eyewitness News.
Just the worst thing that happened. Worst thing that we ever seen.
Tragedy in Schuylkill County. The 6 people, including 4 children, die in a fast-moving house fire. A Philadelphia doctor is convicted of killing 3 babies during late-term abortion. Crews respond to a fire at a large manufacturer in Jessup. A woman who admitted to stealing nearly $100,000 from an area township learned her punishment today. Police are investigating deadly hit-and-run that claimed the life of a Jenkins Township woman on Mother's Day. O.J. Simpson is back in court and asking for a new trial.
This is Major Tom to ground control.
Out of This World, an astronaut performs a cover of David Bowie's Space Oddity, In Space. And these are your top 7 stories at 7.
Covering northeastern and central Pennsylvania and everywhere you are. This is Eyewitness News at 7 in high definition.
And I opened the door and I just heard a ruckus banging around, and then I heard somebody screaming, "Help us, help us."
A community is in shock after a fast-moving fire trapped 6 people inside their Pottsville home. 2 adults and 4 children died in the inferno. Hello again. Thanks so much for joining us on Eyewitness News at 7 on WYOU. I'm Drew Spire. Stunned and numb. That's how our community feels tonight after this deadly fire. Eyewitness News has been on the scene all day in Pottsville and Schuylkill County. Our Joe Holden picks up our coverage tonight at 7 o'clock with more. He's now live in Pottsville with the latest. Joe.
Drew, good evening to you, and it seems that last night's unseasonably cold temperatures forced this family to light a wood-burning stove, and preliminarily that is believed to be the cause of this fire that claimed the lives of 4 children, their father, and a sister-in-law. Friends have been stopping and adding to a growing memorial outside 235 Pierce Street. 13-year-old Aisha Moore brought a frog and this cross.
Every time she comes to the park and I'd be there, she'd ask me if I could play with her, and I was like, sure. And the one day, before I went in the house, she asked me if she can have food because she said her family didn't have any food and she was hungry. So I went in the house, gave her a bag of food, and she hugged me and said thank you.
Her friend, 8-year-old Joy, as well as 7-year-old Jeremiah Brown, 3-year-old Emily, and 2-year-old Elijah died in the fire. The children's dad, 30-year-old Eric Brown, was also killed. Brown's wife and the children's mother, Kelly Brown, was across the street doing laundry when the fire broke out. Rochelle Antonetti says she often saw Kelly Brown at a local supermarket where she worked.
It's unexplainable, really, because I couldn't put myself in her shoes, losing all of her kids. I couldn't even picture losing one, but all of them. And on Mother's Day, I just couldn't do it.
The fire has taken a devastating toll on Pottsville and much of the area. Todd Amos, an assistant chief for nearby Middleport, lives in Pottsville and said oftentimes firefighters blame themselves for not being able to do more.
When something like this happens, I mean, we all feel it. You know, I felt horrible not being able to do anything to help.
Well, firefighters there describe an absolutely chaotic scene up here in the hills of Pottsville as they tried to overcome potential pressure problems to fight the fire. Firefighters described walls of flame shooting from each and every window of that home to 4 children, a mother and a father. The mother, some would say, miraculously across the street doing laundry at the time. A memorial fund has been set up in her name, Kelly Brown, to bury her 4 children, her husband, and a sister-in-law. That's the latest live in Pottsville, Schuylkill County tonight. Joe Holden, Eyewitness News. Drew.
Joe, thank you. And you can see the information on your screen. Donations can be made to any Wells Fargo bank branch to the Kelly Brown account. Just notice from the Pottsville fire. That, again, that's at any Wells Fargo branch location. Police are still searching for the driver who struck and killed a woman on Mother's Day in Jenkins Township. This happened as 65-year-old Jean Darsky was by her mailbox on Westminster Road. Neighbors say they constantly complain to Jenkins Township officials about vehicles speeding on this road. Her son, Mark, is asking that the person who hit his mother to please come forward. So if you have any information about this, you're asked to call police or 911 immediately. Several fire crews rushed to the scene of a fire at Bay Systems in Jessup today. The company makes helmets and other items for the military. A piece of equipment inside the building barely caught fire. 8 people were taken to the hospital, all of them to be checked out. Crews monitored the air for most of the day, and the fire chief says the air quality is in fact okay. And that means workers at the plant could be back to be on the job again by tomorrow, regular shifts. Firefighters from 3 counties were called to a fire at a police chief's home this morning in Browndale, Wayne County. Don Hickey, who is the police chief in Roaring Brook Township in Lackawanna County, lived in the home along with 4 other people. Crews had a difficult time getting water to this scene.
Well, it's a different perspective because being on the other side, you have to deal with your own emotions and total devastation. It's quite shocking.
The cause of this fire is still under investigation in Wayne County. A Monroe County woman fell to her death this weekend after a fight with her husband. According to the Monroe County coroner, Linda Serrano died early Sunday morning. She fell from a bridge onto the side of Interstate 80 in Bartonsville. Serrano was apparently walking on the bridge near the Crossroads Plaza because she got in an argument with her husband and demanded that he let her out of the car. She died later at the hospital. It's time now for your first weather. Chief Meteorologist Josh Adell is up on the rooftop where it has been unseasonably cool in the last 24 hours or so, Josh.
Yeah, Drew, it's been cold, it's been wet, it's been dry, it's been sunny. Some of us have had snow, too. Let me get you right to Trivia Max HD Doppler radar. I'm tracking scattered light rain showers, mainly north of Interstate 80. Some of this mixing with snowflakes and a little bit of grapple, which kind of looks like an ice pellet. This is going to end probably about the next hour or so, and then these temperatures are going to plummet. 46 in Pottsville and 41 in Dallas. Your Weather Authority forecast this evening, a couple of leftover rain showers, skies clear out, temperatures are in the 40s. Drew, near record cold temperatures tonight and a lot of frost. Your forecast is minutes away.
Okay, Josh, thanks. A jury in Philadelphia has reached a verdict in the case of an abortion doctor charged with actually killing babies that were born alive. Here's more from Chris Clacker.
Philadelphia's Dr. Kermit Gosnell remains in custody because the jury that sat through nearly 2 months of graphic testimony returned with their verdict on day 10 of deliberations. Guilty on 3 of the 4 murder charges he faced.
His state of mind is, as any intelligent human being would be at this point in time, he's disappointed and he's upset.
The state had charged Dr. Gosnell with killing 4 babies allegedly born alive at his clinic in West Philadelphia, a clinic referred to at trial as a house of horrors. The grand jury report that put him on trial states he regularly and illegally delivered live, viable babies in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy and then murdered these newborns. For the conviction, the jury obviously decided there was some sign of life after delivery in 3 of the 4 cases. Gosnell's attorney repeatedly denied that during trial and always called them aborted fetuses. The grand jury also criticized Pennsylvania health officials for not doing more about the clinic, described as outdated, filthy, and horrendous, yet wasn't inspected for 17 years. Gosnell, who's been in custody since 2011, had 263 criminal counts against him, over 200 of which were related to waiting too long or not long enough to perform abortions, according to Pennsylvania state law. Any abortionist across the country closely followed this trial because it focused on late-term abortions, something that's illegal even in states that allow abortion. Gosnell faces a possible sentence of death when that phase of the trial starts next week. Chris Clackham, Eyewitness News.
The former secretary of Ransom Township in Lackawanna County will spend at least 9 months in jail for stealing taxpayer money. Kathleen Zielinski was arrested last September. This morning, a judge sentenced a 61-year-old to spend between 9 and 23 months in prison on theft charges. Investigators say she stole township money by illegally using a township credit card, paying herself with non-payroll checks, and using township cash to pay her own electric bill. Prosecutors say Zielinski stole more than $106,000. Is challenging that number. So far, she's paid back about $2,500. PennDOT began the transitional reopening of I-81 near Harrisburg today with the I-81 South ramp to Cameron Street and the city of Harrisburg. This is where area where the fiery truck crash happened last Thursday. Now, PennDOT anticipates that the transitional reopening of I-81 will be completed by 10 p.m. this evening. Now, in the meantime, traffic, of course, is going to be slow going in that area. Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission will restore tolls for trips to the Harrisburg East Interchange to the Carlisle Interchange starting at midnight tonight. The Duplin building in Hazleton is crumbling. Over the weekend, city crews put up barriers and blocked off Archibald Street next to the old building. The old Silk Mill building is located off North Wyoming Street near the Hazleton Post Office and in a busy section of town. City leaders say the owner of the building was contacted and will be calling a contractor to determine what needs to be done to shore up the building. Well, still to come on this edition of Eyewitness News at 7 on WYOU, a judge's orders Skechers to pay back for faulty claims, and hitting the links, all to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. How you can make miracles happen too when we come back.
You're watching Eyewitness News in high definition with Drew Spire and Chief Meteorologist Josh Odell. See news happen? Tell Eyewitness News. Call us at 970 News. The Eyewitness News hotline, 570-970-NEWS.
The first of Amtrak's newest locomotives is unveiled in California today. Amtrak has ordered 70 new electric locomotives that will serve the busy Northeast corridor starting in the fall. They're being built at a California plant at a cost of $466 million, which Amtrak received as a federal loan. Amtrak ridership topped 31 million last year and generated more than $2 billion in ticket revenue, which is a all-time record. Well, Skechers will be paying out $40 million to consumers who bought toning shoes under the mistaken belief those shoes would help them lose weight and strengthen muscles. The agreement covers more than 520,000 claims. Now, those with approved claims will get up to $80 per pair of shape-ups, $84 per pair of resistance runner shoes, up to $54 per pair of potted sole shoes, and $40 per pair for tone-up sneakers. Well, U.S. stocks finished mixed today on worries about the Federal Reserve possibly ending stimulus measures. The Dow losing 26 points today, S&P 500 closing up nearly a point, and the NASDAQ adding 2 points on this Monday. Well, the cold weather didn't stop golfers from hitting the greens today to raise some money. This is an important tournament, too, every year. It's the 27th annual Miracle Pro-Am Golf Tournament held at the Frosty Valley Country Club in Danville, where it is each year. Chris Blanks was on hand to give everybody participating in the tournament a few pointers. He's a professional golfer, of course. The funds raised by the event today will help provide pediatric equipment, programs, and services at Janet Weiss Children's Hospital and throughout the Geisinger Health System.
Memorial Day's early this year, and so right after Memorial Day, of course, comes our Children's Miracle Network celebration weekend, and we're just thrilled to death. This kind of starts it off, and just about every day from now on to the celebration weekend, we have some event and something going on.
Children's Miracle Network celebration begins Saturday night, June 1st at 9 o'clock right here on WYOU. Josh, you can see the golfers kind of bundled up today a little bit.
It's kind of weird seeing that, isn't it?
Like in May.
You're usually thinking, all right, we're golfing, it's May, it should be nice.
Should be.
That's a key word. That's why it's not. Lots of clouds and rain and snow showers at Grapple, too. And I have video of snow, Drew. I'll show you that and talk about a warm-up.
I'm not going anywhere. I want to see that video. Well, coming up, quite a sight in Portugal. Look at this, as thousands gathered for Our Lady of Fatima. This story is a little bit later, so don't go anywhere because we're coming right back.
Now your Weather Authority forecast. Awarded the Weather Rate Seal of Approval for most accurate forecast 3 years running.
Good evening. I think we had just about everything today except warm weather. We had the clouds, we have the sun. We had a lot of wind at times. We had rain and snow showers, Grapple, which looks like a little ice pellet. And now I have video tonight of the snow, and this is in Vandaling in Lackawanna County. Snow in May, yes, it does happen. I actually think I had to go back, I had to think back to when I didn't even work in this town yet to think of a time when we had snow in May in Pennsylvania. So that would be about the early 2000s. So it does happen. And here's a classic example of why I say don't plant yet. It's too early. Trivia Max, HD Doppler radar for us. I have scattered light rain and snow showers, a little bit of graupel again. That's just kind of looks like a hailstone or an ice pellet, if you will, but it's technically not. And here's a nice picture from Joan in Lake Ariel. You can see that graupel and snow action on the porch. This isn't right. That grill should be going. Everybody should be out on the deck in some sun. Here's our live network of WeatherBug cameras. A blend of clouds and sun across the region in Holmesdale, Broadheadsville, and Williamsport. But in Forest City, this is ridiculous. 35 degrees. I guess the good news about a May cold snap is that it does not last long. 39 in Scott Township right now with a little bit of sunshine. And there's another look at Forest City. That wind awfully gusty, but that wind is going to relax tonight. Skies clear out, and those temperatures are going to drop. Here are the records. 29 at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Airport, the same in Mount Pocono, and the record tonight in Williamsport is 28. Upper 20s and low 30s is the forecast. A freeze warning is in effect for these counties here. The reason that the northern tier is not under a freeze warning is because the growing season hasn't officially started yet. But regardless, I think most, if not all of us, in store for a good hard freeze tonight. Protect your plants. Very cold in the Poconos in the morning, temperatures near 30. By the time you get into New York City, it will be in the upper 40s to near 50, sunny and chilly. Your Weather Authority forecast tonight, an early rain shower, then skies clear out, it's cold, and there will be frost. Our low in town, 32, outside of town, upper 20s. And by the way, that is Toby Hanna. Mostly to partly sunny tomorrow, a little bit warmer in the afternoon. That's good news. We're going to be near 60 degrees. So we get that stronger May sun to spike those temperatures a little bit, so we do get close to 60. Showers back in the forecast on Wednesday and maybe a storm. Highs will be in the 60s. Maybe a shower on Thursday. Small chance, but we're in the 70s. Friday, partly sunny, 72. Saturday, partly sunny, 76. Showers and storms are back Sunday and Monday, but temperatures are in the 70s. 76 on Saturday, and I think a little more cloud cover on Sunday. So that should hold temperatures back just a couple of degrees. Friday, Penguins playoff game. Get your Eyewitness News special discount at the box office or Ticketmaster. 30s, snow. You would think it's February or early March.
But you know, the thing about the people who plant early, I think they know it could happen, but they do it wishful thinking, I'm afraid.
Exactly.
We all get caught up in that a little bit, but not this year.
It's like you plant and you think, well, if I plant, we won't get the cold weather. It's that positive approach to it.
That's right. Thanks, Josh. Hey, a far-out version of David Bowie's Space Oddity. That's coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Now your Weather Authority.
Accused Colorado theater shooter James Holmes formally changed his criminal plea. In court today, his attorney asked the judge to allow Holmes to change the plea from not guilty to not guilty by reason of insanity. Now, Holmes is accused of killing 12 people and injuring dozens more after opening fire inside an Aurora, Colorado movie theater last July. The judge set a May 31st court hearing to decide if the plea will be accepted. New development today in the case of Ariel Castro, the man accused of kidnapping and imprisoning 3 Cleveland women. According to officials, DNA evidence suggests Castro is not linked to other crimes listed in a national database. Prosecutors also say there is no evidence linking his 2 brothers to the case. Meantime, the home where Castro held the girls hostage for a decade now has a privacy fence around it. Police have cordoned off the area with a 10-foot wire fence, and metal barriers remain in front of the house while they continue to investigate. Well, O.J. Simpson is back in a Las Vegas courtroom asking for a new trial. Former football great wants a new trial in his armed robbery kidnapping case. Simpson's current attorney or lawyers say the one who represented him during the trial botched the job, according to Simpson, citing conflicts of interest. Well-known psychologist and TV personality Dr. Joyce Brothers has passed away. Brothers won the popular TV game show The $64,000 Question and went on to become a familiar guest on TV talk shows. Dr. Joyce Brothers was 85 years of age. Thousands of believers gathered at Fatima, Portugal over the weekend for a culmination of a religious celebration. Today, May 13th, marks the 96th anniversary of the miracle at Fatima. That's where 3 children say they saw the apparition of the Virgin Mary. The procession of candles is one of the biggest moments in the celebration. An estimated 37,000 believers took part in the ceremony this year. Well, going to be right back, but first let's check your winning lottery numbers on this 13th of the month. Daily it's 098, Big 4, 2424. Quinto 59222. Cash 5, 19, 28, 33, 38, and 40. Match 6 tonight, 1, 5, 16, 20, 21, and 44.
Quick look at the forecast. Let the warm-up begin. It gets started tomorrow, and then we're into the 70s by the end of the week. Drew, that's the best thing about these cold snaps in May. They don't last.
Yeah, looking forward to those 70s for sure. Thank you, Josh. And before we go, some talent that really, it's out of this world. Take a look. For the most part, this is Canadian Space Agency astronaut Chris Hadfield. He capped off his mission aboard the International Space Station with a zero-G performance. Can you hear him? He played and sang David Bowie's Space Oddity. His cover, this rock classic, has become an online sensation so far, racking up thousands of hits. And now that is pretty far out. In fact, as I said, out of this world. Let's listen for a second. Not a bad voice, huh?
No, not bad at all. Good for him.
Good thing I didn't have to sing that tonight, right, Josh?
Me too.
You got that right. Hey, thanks for watching Eyewitness News at 7. See you back here tonight at 11 o'clock. Good night, everybody.
For Eyewitness News 24 hours a day, log on to PAHomepage.com on your computer or smart device. On air, online, and on the go. Eyewitness News is everywhere you are.